and introduce you guys.
Perfect.
Good afternoon, Whale Coin Talk community. Welcome to the second AMA of the day. My name is Noah. I'm here with the BlocVault team. And gentlemen, without further ado, go ahead and give us a quick background of who you are, how you got to be in the crypto space, and then we can start talking about the project you're building.
Cool. My name is Celtic. I am the CEO of BlocVault. I've been in crypto with about 2 years or a little more maybe. My background for the last 10 years has been in the e-commerce space, and in the last year I have gotten into moving over into Web3, and here we are in BlocVault. So that's a little bit about me, and I'll let the rest of the team speak for themselves there too.
Sure.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I'm the CTO. I basically work with the technology side of the project. I've been doing crypto about 1.5 years or so. I have been involved on the development side for a little while now. Relly?
Yeah, hello guys. My name is Relly. I'm the head of social media over at BlocVault, and I've been into crypto for about 1.5, 2 years now. And yeah, I guess I'll pass the word over to Bruno.
Hello guys, my name is Bruno. I'm the head of PR and the community management. I've been into crypto for about 2.5, 3 years now, and that's pretty much it. Is it AJ in here? Celtic.
I didn't see him about, so I'm assuming he's not, guys.
All right, so I think it's just the 4 of us, huh? I suppose.
Yeah, more likely.
All
Yeah,
right, cool.
no worries at all. So, gentlemen, or I guess Celtic, you're going to be the main speaker at a high level.
Probably more, I'd say myself and Jeremy, yeah, for the most part.
Okay, cool. So Jeremy, Celtic, at a very high level, tell us what the BlocVault ecosystem is and what it brings to the palm of our hands, and then we can individually dissect each of the nuts and bolts and talk about those.
Okay, BlocVault ecosystem. The premise behind it is to make the everyday a crypto investor's life easier. Okay, it's made up of 5 tokens and 8 modules, and those tokens obviously power the modules, and the modules cover everything from Launchpad to DEX swap, a BlockPay debit card, and tracking, wallet, and you know, lots of other things as we build out. There's an NFT platform, so there's a bunch of modules that will eventually end up on a mobile DApp, and obviously there'll be, you know, that'll be backed by a website to where the two can sync together, right?
Great. And quickly tell us, what are going to be the initial features of your Block wallet?
Okay, the wallet will be cross-chain, multi-network. I think at the moment we're looking at Ethereum, BSC, Ethereum, Kronos, Polygon. There's 4 in it. So it'll be cross-chain, multi-network wallet. That's the way it'll be.
Great. And you know, what will the initial BlockVest app look like, and what kind of API are you guys going to be offering? Is it a custodial wallet? Tell us more about that.
The BlockVest app.
Yes.
Well, the BlockVest app is completely different. I mean, that's just basically a module within the ecosystem, right? And that's what we are kind of doing all the AMA tours. The AMA tours that we're doing this week is to promote that module, which is the second one on our roadmap, but it's coming out now. And that is a triple vault passive income generator, so to speak. That's kind of the way we look at it. It's a complex module, but highly rewarding one. I get Jeremy there to speak a little bit more on the BlocVault module because he's the CTO on the technical side of it, and he has a lot of the answers that obviously will be asked on this module.
Great.
Yeah, so for BlocVault, as far as the APRs go, there's going to be 3 different vaults. There's only going to be one vault where you can have a set number, which would be 20%. The trickle vault is going to be variable based on how you use it and what you do. The minimum would be 187% as far as the APY. As far as the token itself, BlocVault is going to have a 10 million total supply. It's going to have a tax of 10% on buys, sells, and transfers. That tax will be broken down as 5% goes to the shareholder vault in BUSD, 2% goes back to the BlocVault tokens treasury, 2% goes to LP, and 1% goes to the development of the ecosystem. Now, the way the vaults work on that is you have a shareholder vault that you would deposit your tokens in. You'd be locked for 6 months, but you'd be eligible to collect those tax money that goes in there as BUSD. It would be accrued in that contract for the month's period and paid out on the first of the next month based on your share of the pool and the time in the pool. So the person that comes in on the last day gets a prorated amount compared to someone that was in there the whole time. And that would be the shareholders pool. The accumulator pool, everything that you put in there, every $5 you put in, you get $1 back. So it'd be 20% gain on that one. And that would work in weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly payments. You would have to make the next payment to be eligible to get the 20% from the week before, or the 2 weeks before, or the month before. That would be how that works. The trickle vault is a vault that you're going to deposit your tokens in. You're going to be eligible to get 0.5% back per day every 24 hours, what you can claim or compound. There's a 10% tax on that vault going into the vault, compounding, or withdrawing from the vault. When your percent per day gets to 1% of the liquidity pool, you would end up incurring a whale tax, which would get you 60% back to you. 30% goes to liquidity and 10% goes back to the trickle vault pool. There will be NFTs that will boost your daily rate that you can earn from 0.5% to 0.75 to 1% to 1.5% or 2%, depending on the NFTs that you choose to purchase. In the private sale, if you make a max contribution, you do earn a bronze NFT, which puts you at 0.75% daily claim value. The NFT purchases will be broken down into money going into the treasury contract, which would buy the token up, holding the price floor and raising it over time, and development of the ecosystem. And that's kind of a short explanation on all of that token and all of its vaults.
Got it. And the vaults are specifically for that token, correct?
Correct. This is all like by itself. Everything is for it, and then it will send 2% of the taxes back to the BlocVault tokens treasury, which operates in the same way. It's going to buy the token up, raising the price floor over time.
Great. And since you mentioned NFTs, can you talk about your NFT line, the marketplace, and kind of tell us a bit more about those different tiers, all that good stuff?
Yeah, for BlocVault itself, the NFTs are going to be a little bit different than what normal NFTs operate, because they're basically just used for this trickle vault to boost your percent that you can get daily. So you'd have a bronze NFT, a silver NFT, a gold NFT, and a platinum NFT. The bronze will get your daily percent to 0.75. The silver will get you to 1%. The gold will get you to 1.5%, and the platinum will get you to 2%. They will have to be bought in order. So you'd have to get the bronze first to be able to get the silver before you can get the gold, and the gold before you can get the platinum. The price points on these are $1,000 for the bronze, $5,000 for the silver, $35,000 for the gold, and $75,000 for the platinum. The gold and the platinum would be limited and exclusive, as far as they're not going to be a lot out there each year to be bought up because of what they can do in that vault.
So how far out is the launch of these NFTs?
The NFTs and the NFT marketplace. We're planning on having the marketplace done at the same time as this is going to be ready to go, but this itself is not going to launch until all 3 vaults are ready, the NFTs are ready, and everything's been fully tested. So everything will be live at the start, which is estimated to be about 3 to 4 weeks away.
Got it. And when you say everything will be live, you mean everything in regard to the NFT ecosystem or the NFT component of your ecosystem?
Yeah, everything in regard to the BlocVest. So your accumulator vault, your trickle vault, your shareholder vault, the token, the treasury, all of that. And then the NFT marketplace is about 65% done. So that should be ready at the same time. So we should be able to use that for the NFT sales on this.
And in what ways do you guys plan on diversifying your treasury and utilizing it?
Well, the treasury is basically designed to collect micro fees from the system as well as the NFT sales, right? And then it will be able to buy up the BlocVest token. The tokens in that treasury contract would be able to be pulled out every 30 days. Not all of the tokens, but up to 5% of the total supply, depending on how much it holds, right? So then those tokens could be dropped into the accumulator vault or the trickle vault as is needed in the ecosystem, right? It also can take the BNB that goes in there and the tokens that are in there and pair it for liquidity to add liquidity to that token as well. So that's how that's going to be used.
Understood. And for the Block wallet, is it custodial or is it something that users will just put a seed phrase in or that'll generate a seed phrase and then you're responsible for safely storing it yourself?
Yeah, it would be the latter of the two. You'd be safely storing it yourself.
Got it. And what are your encryption measures? Are you guys AES encrypted? Tell us more about that.
I don't think the wallet is that close to being out there yet, so I don't really have that answer for you.
Understood. What's the timeline looking like for the wallet?
Well, we are doing everything one module at a time, so that we're not focusing on 8 things at once, right? And then maybe making some mistakes. So we have 2 out so far. The wallet, you're probably looking, towards the middle to end of the roadmap. So maybe about a year, you're out, something like that.
Understood. And your token launch is going to be when? Is there a set date?
For BlocVest, like I said, we want to make sure everything is tested and working and everything is ready for this. So it's about 3 to 4 weeks.
Got it. And what are your plans for BlockPay? Tell us a bit more about that.
Celtic, did you want to take over the
yeah?
BlockPay?
So the BlockPay module, the plan for that and behind that is to have stable currency within the wallet and a funding wallet also attached, right? And tokens within the ecosystem would be able to swap back to stable token within the wallet, and there'll be a card attached to that can be used in stores and in ATMs throughout the world. The other thing that BlockPay does is we are looking at integrating a widget for Web 2 platforms, pretty much like Stripe, where there'll be a gateway, allowing web developers and online e-commerce solutions to use the widget in a manner where cryptocurrency could become part of their payment gateways on older platforms. So that's all being looked at as well. A lot of what we are planning to do within the ecosystem is bringing fiat direct to our products, and obviously, going back the other way as well.
Understood. Gentlemen, what is the I guess, what is the thought process or idea behind having 3 separate tokens within your ecosystem?
Well, it's actually 5 when we're finished.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the thought process behind that is that each token, if for say we have a block launch product in the works at the moment, where that's a launch pad, and the token, which will be block launch, will power that, right? And obviously, the taxes from it and so on and so forth will help to run it, the development of it, and keep the team behind it running it. Now, also those tokens, because it's an ecosystem, we've chosen 8 modules and five tokens. And some of that could be subject to change. As I said, the second module is coming now. The NFT marketplace is close enough. But the idea between the 5 tokens was that they would all send a certain amount of their taxes back to the BlocVault token, which was the very first one that we launched back on the 22nd of February. But not only do that, they would all send a percentage to treasuries, and micro fees would be generated on transactions in, out, and swapping and so forth, which would boost the ecosystem, make it viable, and make it financially successful, right? And the 5 tokens, they have their place within the ecosystem based on the product that they are for within within our ecosystem.
Got it. And the BLCH token launch is coming up, correct?
Right. That was meant to be a little sooner. So BlockFest originally was meant to be smaller, and it was only 1 vault, but now it's 3 vaults. So like anything, I mean, we innovate and we change. So what was originally supposed to be like April for that will probably more likely be May, and BlockFest will come before it. But the block launch token and launchpad will come after BlockFest is out and live and tested and running. Yeah.
Sweet. And tell us a bit more about your plans for Launchpad. What sort of projects would you like to attract, and what makes you guys different from all the other Launchpads that are out there?
Right. Well, firstly, we have no interest in attracting anything that's going to be around for a couple of weeks or a month and take people's hard-earned money and disappear, because there's too much of that in this space to begin with. And our whole idea behind our ecosystem was that it was a safe place for people to be, right? So I'd say that firstly. The Launchpad, what makes us different is we are going cross-chain with it. We eventually plan for people to be able to, again, use Fiat Direct to buy pre-sale, which would be a lot different. And one of the other things that is already planned and happening also with that Launchpad, for instance, say at the moment, some of the launch pads, they take, a B&B to do it, a couple of B&B out of what you raise, and then they'll take a percentage of your tokens. We're very different insofar as that we will not be taking, we'll be taking the percentage of your tokens, but rather than you seeing them sold against charts or anything like that happening, those tokens will be airdropped to the holders of our ecosystem that have been holding from day one, and that have bought into all of our products and that support our ecosystem strongly. So rather than using what tokens we take from launches on there, rather than using them in an adverse way, we'll be using them in a positive way and giving them to the holders of our ecosystem, which in turn will put them into a lot of new token launches. It'll give new token launches from our platform fresh eyes on their project, which everybody knows when they're starting something new. Filling the room is another task. So we'll be helping in that regard. So we're very different. Our approach is very different.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. But it does sound like you guys are doing quite a bit of interesting things and bringing it all together in in one space or one ecosystem rather. Tell us about, well, actually, no, let's go with this first. What sort of DEX will BlockSwap be? Tell us a bit about that.
I haven't dived too much into that, but I'd say, Jeremy, in regards to XSwap, you're probably more qualified to talk on that than me. I know we are going cross-chain again with it.
Yeah, it'd be multi-chain DEX and be able to go. It have a uni bridge in the background, so you'd be able to go back and forth in the main token, and then get whatever crypto on the other token with the main token over there.
Are you going to be hosting your own liquidity?
I think that would be the goal, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. And what about your plans for metaverse gaming and play to earn? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we have the Block Warriors, which we've teased out for a metaverse play to earn game later down the line. I think you're probably looking at next year sometime. Again, we go look deeply into the metaverse, but at the moment we're trying to get out the NFT platform because we wanted that in place for the minting of the NFTs for Blockfest. And also we'll mint the first series of the Block Warriors as well, because we did showcase them, quite some time ago. The other thing that we that has us, sitting on the fence somewhat in regards to what we do metaverse-wise is that there's a number of partners out there for the metaverse. So rather than being, in a position where we're going to build out a metaverse, we're probably, most likely going to partner to a metaverse and work that, travel that direction. The NFT marketplace, because of the way we're looking at bringing that out, and artists coming to it from all over the world with their different styles of NFTs and so on to showcase them and offer them for sale on our marketplace. We feel that there's a lot of partners there, and there'll be a lot that we can tease out from that, insofar as design and everything else for our own benefit. And so we want to see what comes our way from that marketplace before we set in stone what we're doing metaverse wise. But we have planned for the metaverse game and the metaverse warriors, the BlocVault Warriors, and it would be kind of like Mortal Kombat type thing where they can fight and power up, and there would be say tournaments and so forth, that where they can the highest players for the month and whatever would be winning tokens and so on and so forth. So we have lots of plans around that, but we want to get the NFT marketplace because we feel there's lots of partners will come to that would be of benefit to us in the long run.
And for those NFTs, do users need to hold a certain number of tokens, or do they need to be whitelisted in order to mint a Genesis?
We have not decided on that. Not just yet.
Got it. And tell us a bit about your marketing campaign. Obviously, you guys are doing quite a bit on all ends. What are some of the more lucrative strategies you're using to generate hype and create exposure for your project?
Right. Well, at the moment, we have marketing ongoing for the Blockfest module, and we're very clever about what we do, or I suppose very, very sensible about what we're doing when it comes to marketing. The one thing that we're not here is a pump and dump, and we've a very big roadmap and a big product in front of us, right? So with that in mind, our focus is heavily weighed towards development, and our products will, be seen as something that becomes very user-friendly and people want. And we're hedging on that more so than throwing a whole pile of dollars at a pump and a dump, and then putting ourselves into a financial scenario whereby development suffers. What Jeremy said earlier about doing this module by module, the first thing that we did, even though we have such a big ecosystem, the first one that we did was BlocVault token, and we brought that out. We marketed to private round and pre-sale and then launch. And we're doing exactly the same thing right now. We have the marketing company ongoing at the moment doing the same thing for BlocFest. We feel BlocFest will open eyes for BlocVault and so on and so forth. And we'll have new and different type of people coming into our ecosystem for the swap or for the launch pad or for the vesting, or so our marketing is slow and steady and strategic.
How big is your team? How many people do you have developing and marketing, business developing, all that good stuff?
Right. Well, we have six on the core team at the moment. The development side of us is done outside of us. So we have Brew Labs, who are development partner for all of our contracts. They are developing the launchpad. They're also developing the BlocFest module. So they're doing all of that work at the moment. We also have a partner with F-Tribe. I don't know if you've heard of them. They are doing the NFT marketplace and the BlockPay module. Because two things with that BlockPay module, I think for the early doors, we'll probably use an on-ramp service, and then in the long term, we'll be building it out ourselves into a gateway and so forth, so on. So right now, the core team is 6 members, and we have some other people that freelance for us, probably 10, 12 up to total, and building out weekly and monthly, as we find the candidates that are right for the positions, basically.
And your team is doxed or no?
Fully, yeah. We're doxed on our website. We're doxed on our white paper. I've been doxed, I think, now BSC News. I've been doxed on Kinesby. I've been doxed. Yeah, we're fully doxed. There's no issue with us that way.
Yeah. And what are some specific ways that the ecosystem in the short term and the long term will generate revenue?
Well, in the short term and the long term, I mean, the way the revenue at the moment is basically coming from marketing development funds in and out of the charts, right? Also, the launchpad will bring revenue from offering new projects, spots within it, and funding-wise, I mean, myself and the other partner, AJ, he's not here actually at the moment. We've put a bunch of funding into this because we have other businesses outside of it. So the revenue end of it will, is basically the ecosystem and the micro fees and the fees from development and marketing is really where it comes from at the moment.
Got it. And are all your tokens meant to be deflationary? And if so, what are your plans on ensuring price stability and hopefully appreciating the price over time?
Right. Yeah, they are deflationary, and our plan for that basically again falls back to our products and how good our products will be, and that gives everything a use case, right? And obviously, they'll find a decent floor from how good that we deliver our end of things. We'll be doing a lot in regards partnerships. So over time, there'll be a lot of eyes on us. There'll be a couple of, I won't say top 10 exchanges, but, we'll go from, say, 10 to 30. We'll be listing on a few exchanges over time as well that, to get eyes on us from that side of things. So our plan for that is broad. And again, we'll be building and working on that daily, weekly, as we are already.
Understood. And before I get to community questions here, I'm curious to know if there's anything I haven't asked about that you wanna tell us about or discuss. I still have some more questions left, but I see quite a few hands up, so I wanted to let our community members have some time to ask you questions as well.
Yeah. No, we're pretty good. I mean, look, we're doing this week, and these AMAs this week are really centered all around that BlocFest module, because that is the next thing to go live, and that's what we're getting behind and pushing at the moment. So, the rest of the things, within the ecosystem. Some of them are not fully teased out. Some of them, one of them is out. The second one is coming. The launchpad is coming. The NFT marketplace is there. So there's a few things nearly ready, and there's a few things that are a ways off. But BlockFest is our primary focus right now.
Beautiful. Okay, so we have quite a few hands up. Keep them up, guys, by the way. Sometimes you lower your hands. And so Dr. Aisha is going to be the first question.
Thank you so much, Noah. Okay, I have few questions to BlocVault representative. First, on your white paper, it's mentioned about block chat. I was wondering that will block chat be similar to Telegram or Facebook Messenger, and will it have block options to avoid unnecessary spamming, and will there be end-to-end encryption?
Yeah, good question. Block chat is one of the modules that will come to fruition on the wallet, on the dApps for mobile. We planned it to be similar to like WhatsApp or WeChat or something like that, where people can chat direct about their cryptos and what they're looking at and what tokens they're looking to buy and swap and so on. It will be end-to-end encrypted. We also are looking at the idea of it being a safe place for tokens projects to showcase, like on Telegram. And we are tying with ideas of some form of a soft version of KYC in order to be on that chat. It would also mean that marketers and people offering services to new projects would need to be KYC'd in order to have that chat available to them, which we feel would cut out a lot of the unnecessary scamming and scams that are going around, within Telegram and stuff like that. So we are actively in discussion about, how far out we want to build that and how safe we want to make it. But a lot of the ideas around it will be, end-to-end encrypted and a safe place for chatting and projects to set up shop.
All right, amazing feature. Okay, I also want to know that, do you have any plans of offering customer service through the block chat where users can have their queries answered and get their issues solved, if any?
I'm sure at some stage down the road, because this ecosystem isn't small, and we have big plans for more than we even have let out into the public right now. There will be a support channel there that will have to deal with just a lot more than just the chat. But yeah, chat will be, have full support to it. We'll certainly need that as we build.
All right. Okay, moving to my next question. You mentioned that BlockPay will enable users to spend their digital currency worldwide in various online shopping stores. I was wondering that, are you in talk with any online shopping stores or e-commerce platform to integrate BlockPay method on their website?
Currently, we are not. I mean, we would be looking at it from a point of view just like Crypto.com or Binance, right, where they have the card and it's attached to a funding wallet, and that's still certain digital currencies within that wallet can be converted and used as just a standalone debit Visa card in store. We already have had conversation with 2 companies that would offer that service, and building it up, I suppose, will ultimately come down to probably F-Tribe and Brew Labs at some stage in conjunction with each other. But we have not fully got our head completely around that yet.
Okay, got it. And do you have any plans in futures to maybe create your own e-commerce platform if possible?
I've actually come from that field for the last 10 years. So I'm involved in actually 7 different e-commerce businesses. So I don't think I have any plans to do much more in that field. I'm moving more into the Web3 side of it now. But who knows? Who knows?
Okay, got it. Okay, on your white paper, I have read about BlocVault debit card, and you also mentioned about it. I want to know that which cryptocurrencies will users be able to store in their BlocVault debit card? Will it be only native token or other stable currencies as well?
The fact that we're going cross-chain with this, with the DEX, and also our NFT marketplace is cross-chain, and those guys asked me a couple of days ago, and me and Jeremy had teased out this. So the marketplace will be Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Matic, Solana, and Kronos, right? They're the networks that we're looking to be, crossing over to and from, right? So I would imagine they would, the stable currencies that would be able to be held with our wallet would be somewhere along the lines of those also, right? Because they make sense when our NFT marketplace on our DEX swap is doing the same thing. We want the end goal to be where you can come into our ecosystem and you can use fiat and you can go, cross-chain with it. As I said, you can buy a pre-sale on a launch with it, and you can take back out the other way and convert stable currency back out and go use your card in stores. So that's the end game. Now we're a long ways off of that, but I suppose it's like everything. You start somewhere and you build on it, don't you?
Understood. Thank you. Thank you for answering all my questions.
Well, thank you very much. You're welcome.
I certainly agree with that, Celtic. Next question is going to be from Henry Nguyen.
Hey, Henry.
Hi, Henry.
Hi. Yes, my question.
Yes, Henry, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you explain how the tokenomic distribution, how many tokens will be minted, and how many tokens will be locked by the team?
Great. So,
Can you hear me?
yeah, Henry. So we heard you. I think they broke down the tokenomics earlier, but Henry's question was, can you break down the tokenomics and then how many tokens will be locked and how many tokens will be allocated to the team? Henry, they do have 5 different tokens, and I don't want to make Celtic go over each one right now unless he wants to.
Well, to be honest, which I can't go over each one because there is 5 tokens, but there's only 2 of them that are at one is out and the other one is on the way, right? So the one that's on the way, I'll let Jeremy kick back in there and he can just tell us a bit about the tokenomics and the tokenmetrics on that one, because anything to do with the technical side, my man Jeremy takes care of all of that. I'm more the businessman than I am the technical man.
So the tokenomics for the BlockVest token, which is the one that's coming out, is going to have a 10 million token supply. It's going to have a 10% buy, sell, and transfer tax. 5% of that 10% is going to go to the shareholder pool in BUSD. 2% is going to go back to BlocVault to the treasury contract. 2% will be added for liquidity, and 1% will be going to the development of the ecosystem. I think I heard him ask about team tokens. 2% is allocated to the team, which will be not open to the team. It'll be like vested, you know what I mean? They'll be locked away. So that is the answer, I think, to most of his questions. Did he have anything else in there that I missed?
No, you got it there, Jeremy. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I think it's work too, guys, for the rest of the chat there. If Raleigh or Bruno, could one of you put in, we've done examples on the BlocVest Trickle Vault. Basically, I think the example was done, guys, over like $100 today, vested for 1 year. And it shows the return based on the price if it hasn't moved, So if the price stays the same today as it is in 12 months, this model explains to you what type of returns you can get from using the system that BlocVest is about to become. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for the question, Henry. Next up, we have Buds87. Buds87, go for it, buddy. Okay. All right. So then next question is going to be from Decada Otenta.
Yes, hello, how are you guys?
Hey, what's going on?
And I have a question. Is this the contract is audited?
Is the contract audited? I believe it is. They mentioned that, or I could be wrong.
Yeah, BlocVault was audited originally by Solid Proof, and then Brewlabs actually had made the contract. So they audit the contract when they make it, right? They tested on the test net, and then they tested on mainnet, and then everything is audited and done by them. We'll be going for further audit in regards BlocVest itself. That module will be getting a tech rate audit done there as well before it releases. But the fact that Brewlabs are involved and making or creating the contract, and they'll do all the testing, and it'll be audited by them fully as well before it goes live and launched. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I have another question. As an investor, I'd love to hear what you have in mind for the next few weeks, months, or year for the company. What are your main goals? How do you plan to stand out, and what makes you guys unique to the other project?
Right. For the next few weeks and months, we are concentrating on BlocVault, the token, and BlocVest, the module that we are pushing right now. This is a really, really big module. It's the first of its kind in the world, and it's never been done before, where 3 vaults like this are created to work, side by side, and allow you to move your tokens from one to another, and earn passive income by doing so. There's a lot of work for us guys in the background to make all of these things happen, because the BlocVest module alone has 9 contracts involved. So our primary focus right now are on the 2 products that have been released. The NFT marketplace is 65-70% done. I've got a load of screeners from F-Tribe today on that. So we will be looking at that as well as part of our primary focus over the next few weeks to see if we can mint those NFTs for BlocVest directly on that. If we can't mint them there, we have plan 2 in place. I won't get into that right here and right now, but it is available to us if we want to use it. So yeah, the primary focus is the stuff that we have out, and obviously, we have lots going on in the background.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer questions. Giveaway boys, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Kada Otenta, thank you for the questions, brother.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. It's worth mentioning as well, mate, that every Wednesday over in our own group, we do an educational AMA, because our ecosystem isn't small and there's a lot to it. So we normally get plenty of questions every Wednesday night over there at 8 p.m. UTC. And we're there for, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it takes. And just people can pop by, they can ask questions on, the last module, BlocVault token, what's happening with BlocVest, the Launchpad, and so on and so forth and things. And if the answers are available, we're more than happy, anyone there at the team, every Wednesday night to chat to people.
That's awesome. Thank you, Celtic. Venice with the next question.
Thank you so much, Noah. I have a couple of the questions to ask from the BlocVault. Actually, I was going through the white paper, and I read that a PV vault can be accessed securely away from the internet. So please explain this. How can someone access the vault away from the internet? Because database is stored on your servers. So getting data from servers, one have to have access to the
Sorry. Yeah, no, on the white paper there is, and our roadmap does talk about doing a cold storage vault as well, which would be offline. So pretty much like a ledger, you would just be taking things from our wallet out to the ledger, and that would be taking them offline, and then you can bring them back on whenever you want to interact with them, right? So it's not that the wallet itself can be took offline because that can't happen, but there is a vault that we are tying with having built that will be just like a ledger or whatever where you can take them offline.
Okay, and I also read about BlocVault debit card, and it said that it can be used on ATMs. So I want to know, have you done any meeting or requested to become the Visa partner for your card? And is it possible for us to customize the way our debit card looks like?
Yeah. I personally have spoken to two companies that have an interest in taking this on board with us. There is no problem whether we want customized cards or any of that type of thing. That's the creative and design aspect of it. That's the easy part. So yeah, that's totally possible, and our cards will be. Our plan behind it is to the more you spend, the more the more you get rewarded. Very much, it's in play already with Crypto.com, something similar. So the more you use your card, the more rewards that come from the ecosystem, right? And customize the cards. There will be, I think, probably will be going down the road of what we're doing with our launchpad, where you have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and the same thing as we've done with the NFTs for the BlocVest program. We've got bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So there'll be probably similar type things going on there, right?
And which two companies you have talked to them? Because if you have plans to use your debit card on ATMs globally, so I think there are two companies like Visa and Mastercards. These are used worldwide. So which companies you have talked to?
Our card will be Visa debit, and we have the legal side of us at the moment is all sorts of things going on with the FCA in the UK. Our company is called BlocVault Limited, and we're fully registered and legal in the UK, right? So everything about us, this is a company that's going at crypto. It's not just 6 guys on a team that decided to come up with an idea. It's a fully fledged company behind it.
Okay, and I also read about BlockPay that has an ability to spend digital currency worldwide in stores. So does it mean you are going to integrate your tokens to well-known online marketplaces or e-commerce sites where people can buy whatever they want? Could you please elaborate it more?
So I think the way that we envision that is that we will have a widget that can be integrated into Web2 platforms. So say WordPress, you could integrate our widget into WordPress and use the cryptocurrency widget within any of the older Web2 developed websites. So a lot of the older sites out there that are taking standard currency right now, they would be able to offer their customers the option of paying with digital currency, and using our widget would enable that.
And also, you have mentioned, and I also read about it. You have Launchpad which have a tiering system. So I want to know, will these tiers information available to the community so that they can see the potential risks involved with the projects as well?
Certainly, like again on our Launchpad, projects will have to go through KYC. We already have a KYC partner. Actually, KYC will be live on our web platform. I thought it would already be done, but I think it could probably take another week or so. There's some integration issues with the APIs, but it's being worked out at the moment. So we'll be offering KYC. So our team will KYC and vet anybody from the project team that wants to launch with us. We won't vet one of them. We'll vet all of them. So if there's 4 in the team or 6 in the team, all of them have to be vetted, right? And I know on other launch pads they only vet maybe the top 2 or whatever. But if there's, that to me is somewhat safe, but it's not safe enough. So the entire team will have to be vetted. We also have a partner who has been in the space a long time and has been, seeking out rug pulls and whatever on a daily basis. And there's an agreement in place for them to partner up with us insofar as, checking on, doing certain types of checks on new projects, right? So they'll be partnered with us for the launch pad. It'll be made very clear that, they either pass with a bronze, a silver, a gold, or a platinum. Now, all of those things, again, we cannot, being KYC, it will be mandatory in order to be on our platform. The level of what they submit to us will be for our team to determine what tier they go into. To be in the platinum tier, for instance, there's another criteria that will need to be hit or met to get platinum tier for our launchpad, and that will be we are implementing a safe liquidity lock for teams that want to participate in that. And what that does is that gives us the ability, in the event of something happening, whereas they go to rug pull or they don't make it, and the liquidity is sitting there, and they're thinking that they're going to take all the liquidity in 90 days or 6 months or whatever. It gives us the ability to interfere and to take a percentage of that liquidity. So for saying we'd be able to take 75% of that liquidity, and we're able to airdrop that back to the people that were in that preset. So that would be the safest and highest level within our launchpad.
Okay, that's great, and thank you so much for answering all my questions.
No, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions, Venice. We got George Sanchez next. George, you need to unmute your mic if you have a question. All right, moving on to Sayed Rahmat. And this will be the last question of the AMA.
Yeah, thank you, Noor. So you mentioned about different tiers for the projects trying to use your Launchpad. So I was wondering, will you also be offering marketing services to the Platinum or Gold tiers projects?
That's one of the things I'm going to be straight with you. We've discussed but haven't fully teased out yet. So that may be something that we could look into and might add to our arsenal. But for right now, we haven't teased that one out.
Yeah, got it. It will attract more projects. Moving to my next question quickly. So will you be offering any contract development services as well? Projects who are looking for developers or pre-built developed contracts as well?
We use Brew Labs for all of our contracts right now because I don't think you're going to find a more honorable, more upstanding, safe crew in crypto. So I mean, we're very happy with the work that they do, and I don't think we'd outsource to anybody else. And that's just from a safety standard also.
Got it. So you mentioned about the game, which will be like Mortal Kombat. So I was wondering, will your own team be developing this game, or it will be outsourced?
No, that's outsourced. F-Tribe will be developing that for us.
Got it. And moving to my final question, will it be a web browser-based game, or players have to download it and install it on their PC to be able to play it?
It will be online, metaverse.
Okay, and on which game engine will it be developed on?
I do not have the answer to that one yet, buddy, because I'm going to leave that to the people at F-Tribe to advise us on the best ways to bring that to fruition when that time comes.
Understood. Thank you, guys. Best of luck.
No problem. Thanks for the questions.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being with us today. And before you go, how about you give us a quick summary, especially for our listeners that just popped in a bit late, of who you are, what you're building, and why people should look into your project.
Yes, certainly. So we are the BlocVault team, and we are building an extensive ecosystem to make life for digital currency holders and users in crypto easier. Right now, we're on an AMA tour to promote our new upcoming module, which will be released in 3 to 4 weeks. The private sale is open and live at the moment over on our TG for anybody that wants to go over there. If somebody from our team could drop into the chat there, the link to the private group over there for Blockfest, where the people here will be able to get more information, guys. Yeah, as I said, we're doing AMA tours all this week and maybe next week to promote that. It is the first of its kind in the world. It's never been done before. Triple vault passive income generator. So it's a huge module, and we're damn proud to be bringing it to everybody. So our ecosystem, as I said, is big. We'll be building it out over time, but we're a solid team. We're fully doxed, and we're all about being safe in this space. Yeah. And again, thanks everybody for having us here. We're delighted to come over and chat with you.
Yeah, Celtic, Jeremy, the rest of the team, thank you for being here today. You guys are fantastic speakers, and you're building quite the intricate ecosystem with a lot going on. Audience members, go and check them out. Their website is www.blockvault.io. Go engage their Twitter, and most of all, go join their Telegram, join the VCs. These guys seem more than happy to answer any and all questions you might have. Again, Celtic, pleasure talking to you. Anytime you want to come back and do a follow-up AMA with Whale Coin Talk, I'd be happy to host you. Take care.
Yeah, certainly, mate. I mean, look, as I said, we've that much going on over the next year and further out. I think we'll probably get to talk to each other on several occasions.
Well, cheers, Celtic. Keep in touch and look forward to hearing from you again.
Absolutely, mate. And thank you very much for having us all here.